what really is an entry point? It's actually a very, very simple concept. But I've seen a lot of people are confused on what it is and where it is because it's one of those things that compilers hide from you. And it's obfuscated away, and all you see is submain running as your entry point. But there's kind of a few things happening before that point, which we're going to talk about that a little bit here today, or kind of take a look a little bit. So what I have here is a very simple assembly program. In fact, I'm going to make it even simpler. I'm going to comment out the first line, the last line. It's just going to be one line of code. We're going to move a value into Rx, and we're going to compile it, and we're going to kind of take a look and see what's going on here. So let's go to the debugger. Okay, here's the program. You see that I've already ran the first line, moving into Rx, the value. And it actually, the debugger actually says entry point, so it kind of labels it for you. But the thing I want you to look at here is the 12,000. Where does that address come from is what we're going to look into. Here's a little kind of a log file that the compiler kicks out. And it's got a lot of indicators of what 12,000 is. It's got this text section is at 2,000. RVA, relative virtual address, which means that's the address from where it's at in memory, wherever in memory you put the image is put. This is 2,000 bytes past that. And our debugger is at 12,000, and this is 2,000. So the image is placed in memory at 10,000. You go down here through the DOS header, there's not a lot to look at. Let's go down here. Here's a file header with a couple machine codes. I think that translates to something interesting. Optional header. Let's see. Base of code. 2,000. There's another variable telling you it's at 2,000 where the code starts. Image base. 10,000. That's basically the image, the exe saying, hey, operating system, will you put me at 10,000? And the operating system says, well, I'll put you wherever I want, but you won't even know where in memory you're really at. But through my own obfuscation, I'll make it seem like it's 10,000 from your point of view. And that's about it. The point is that in an exe, the text section is all of your machine instructions. It's not your data, because your data is down there. And it starts at 2,000 RVA, which is 2,000 past the base, whatever the base is, and that's where all the instructions start. So when you look over here at the debugger, you see the program start at 12,000. It's literally the very first instruction that's put into the text section of the exe. Now, just kind of a little side note, the actual exe file itself is kind of a little, maybe like a little compressed version of the image that's in memory. Not very good compression, but it is a little smaller than what's in memory. So it's not at that position in the exe, but it's in the final loaded image after the Windows loader loads it. And that is basically it. Oops, not the screen I wanted. And there's more to talk about, but I'm just going to keep this video really simple, is that the entry point is really the very beginning of the text section in exe of where the first machine instruction is put. That's what gets ran first. So what the compilers do is they put their own startup code there, and then they will call submain after their own startup code runs. So everybody thinks submain's the entry point, and it's called the entry point, but it's really your entry point, but it's not actually the real entry point of what really gets ran first. That's it. Thanks for watching.